It's a college football rivalry that spanned more than a century. Two schools just 8 miles apart, divided by the rolling hills of the Palouse. We're talking about the Battle of the Palouse, a spirited gridiron clash between Washington State University and the University of Idaho. Thank you for joining us here on KREM 2 Plus. I'm Tim Pham. Well, you all know I'm a Coug through and through, right? But I do like the Vandals too. The Battle of the Palouse didn't actually exist when I was in school, so it was, I guess you could say, a little bit on of a hiatus. So I was actually curious to know the history behind the rivalry, so I dug into the archives, and here's what I found out. The Battle of the Palouse actually has a storied history that started all the way back in 1894. It's not super clear how the rivalry game started. A 1959 Lewiston Tribune article, though, says originally WSU had been coached to play rugby, but the U of I played football. Somehow the two teams decided they wanted to play against each other. Kind of different rules, but pretty interesting nonetheless. So they played an informal game in the spring of 1893, and then the first official Battle of the Palouse game was played in 1984. For 122 years, Pullman and Moscow would actually shut down so everyone in town could watch the game. Originally, the rivalry started with football, but then it eventually expanded to basketball as well. And starting in 1938, it became a tradition for students from the losing school to walk to the winner's college and perform the victor's fight song. That changed in 2016. Okay, 8 miles isn't that far by car, but walking, that'd be quite the walk. At the time, the University of Idaho was in the FBS Sun Belt Conference. There were already discussions among both football programs if it was worth playing the game since the teams were in separate conferences. The conferences decided to not renew their football contract beyond the 2017 season. Idaho, remember, ended up joining the Big Sky Conference in 2018, making them an FCS team. A game was scheduled for 2020, but it was canceled because of the COVID pandemic. They eventually got a game back on the schedule in 2022. Then coach Jason Eck and Jake Dickert were the head coaches. Giovanni McCoy and Cam Ward were the quarterbacks. Those were amazing years, weren't they? And of course, Cam Ward went on to do some really great things. A lot has changed since that 7-point Cougar victory, and both teams feature brand new coaching staffs and key players. So that brings us to today. The Vandals and Cougs will meet again at Gisa Field Saturday at 7 p.m. While this is not the first time the two teams have met, it will be the first time for the new head coaches at both schools. KREM 2 Sports Director Andrew Quinn talks to both head coaches ahead of the Battle of the Palouse.
We need to make sure that we come out and play with great effort and physicality and not lose sight of the consistency in which we need to play throughout the game.
Just like Idaho, WSU is preparing to face a brand new team with a brand new coaching staff. But Coach Rogers believes he and his coaches are up for the challenge.
You kind of look at all aspects of where coaches have been and what they've had success with. Also just the players, right? With the new players, you want to see where their skill set is at, because a great coach just doesn't put a player in play and say do it. They try to find what they're good at and maximize it, and so there's going to be some carryover because it's not all changing. But I think there will be things that are different. We need to prepare, and I look forward to the challenge of this with the new team and see how we respond and compete throughout a game.
As for keeping this rivalry going with Idaho in future seasons, Coach Rogers says he's up for that as well.
I think that we should never take this one away. Just like I don't think we should ever take the UW one away. I think there's a different level of spirit, and you need to play teams that are in close proximity to create the best experience and environment for the players.
You're really looking at schemes, and you don't know for sure what they're going to do because it isn't the team that you're watching all summer necessarily. If you go and watch the Cougs, it's not the scheme, right? If you go and watch South Dakota State, it's not the dudes. And so I think it's always a challenge to see a brand new staff with brand new players, but I think they have the same challenge, right? So I think from a leverage standpoint, I don't think there's much either way. But I think for us, we're just really focused on what we think that they're going to come out with and build a plan off of that and adjust accordingly.
WSU has actually been pretty quiet about their preparations for the Battle of the Palouse. We actually still don't even know who the QB will be. Coach Jimmy Rogers saying that they will make that announcement as they run out of the tunnel on Saturday night. So the Cougs actually, though, have the upper hand in this rivalry if you want to actually take a look at the history, winning the last 10 matches. The most recent, of course, back in 2022. The Cougars' depth chart provided more questions than answers, but the players say, regardless of opponent or depth chart, their goals and preparation are the same.
I feel like every time we step out on that field, we have something to prove. It don't matter who we play. Because I don't look at it as them as an FCS team. I look at them as a team that's coming into our home field, and that's who we got to play. So, and as far as prep, we prep the same that we would for every other team. We just, take it one day at a time and then just go out there and execute.
I think everyone's just happy and excited to play. We're all excited and know that when our name is called, that we will go and execute and do what we need to do.
Vandals head coach Thomas Ford Jr. says the team will build a plan and adjust accordingly. As a reminder, KSKN 22 is the spot to watch the Battle of the Palouse. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. A special edition of KREM 2 News will immediately follow the game with a live report from KREM 2 Sports Director Andrew Quinn at Gisa Field. Stick with KSKN 22 and KREM 2 for a total of 8 WSU football games this season, including the sold-out Apple Cup against the University of Washington. Speaking of KSKN 22, the Pac-12 announced a new TV deal, meaning we'll see more Pac-12 on the CW network. This deal means there will be 13 regular season football games, a combined 50 men's and women's basketball games, including the Pac-12 Women's Basketball Championship. The deal will start next year when the 6 new schools, including Gonzaga, officially start Pac-12 conference play. It extends through the 2030-2031 season. Thank you for joining us here on KREM 2 Plus. I'm Tim Pham. Keep it here on KREM 2 Plus all season long to watch exclusive content you can't see anywhere else.
Fans.